All I want to do in this video is just set the engine up, position it sort of roughly where it should be, so I know where the chassis rails have got to go. I put the chassis rails in, and guess what? I'm wrong. It's in the wrong place. I made so many mistakes with this bit. But what I'll do in the video, I'll keep them all in. And I'll show you what I've done. And if you watch the video, you should be able to see the mistakes occurring right in front of your eyes. Sometimes when you're doing something, you don't actually see what you're doing. Well, watch the video and just see if you can see all the mistakes I'm making. I've wasted quite a bit of time, probably wasted about 2 or 3 days, but there you go. It happens, doesn't it? Well, look forward to seeing it. Been having a think about this chassis rail. One of my subscribers, I can't remember your name, apologise, I can't remember. But if you are watching this, a big thanks to you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a bit of your advice and see where my chassis rail goes straight. I'm actually going to curve it at the top, give me a bit of room for the shock absorber, etc. But what I am going to do, I'm going to carry on doing what I thought I was going to do, is put another bar across here and whatever, and down the other end. I can actually get it all sort of mocked up. So mocked up, and I would actually tack it in. Then what I'm going to do after that, where that spirit level is there, down there, I'm actually going to put a hub on the end of there. You can see. I'll go in a bit more. Put a hub on there and set it up with a wheel. Then I can take a good look at it and see what I need. But yeah, yours alright. Something I did overlook, but I would have actually found out the hard way. Anyway, I'll finish off the chassis, put it back in where it is now, and that side there, I'll get my eye out of the way. I don't know if you can see me because that light. Anyway, I want to get the chassis leg down there, I want to cut that and get that laying down properly, and I'll take it all up with some very small tack, so I'll stand a chance of taking it back out again. And when it's all back in again, hub on, wheel on, and we'll sit down again and we'll have a look and decide what I've done wrong. Well, I've just set this up ready for drilling. I can't remember if that's still sharp or not, we'll find out in a minute. Bit of good news. When I drilled the holes, I can't see it, there's a hole in that side. I actually kept the bits that come out, which is here. I told you I'd keep everything. Now what I'm going to do, I'll drill this hole in the top, turn it over, and weld this back in. I see it's a bit of a lash up to. I've only got a little. Well, I've got a big pillar drill. See what stuff in the corner? It's buried under there. So I thought I'll just use this little one. I've levelled it all up with a piece of wooden vise, and just hope it's still sharp enough to cut. Well, let's get cracking. I won't bother videoing it because it's only. Well, it gets a bit bored watching somebody do something like this. I'll show you when I've done it. Well, I got a bit carried away. I've drilled that hole. And the bit that come out of it, I stuck it in there, and you can see it's a bit hot at the moment. Didn't notice I've missed a bit around the back there, but I'm not going to worry about that just at the moment. Let it cool down, and I'm going to drill one more hole here. And the cutter's still working alright, so that's good news, isn't it? When I'm using one of these metal hole saws, what I generally do, I'll centre punch it there, and then what I do, just centre bit there. It focuses. It's off my little lathe. I'll actually run that down so it opens up the hole just very slightly, because sometimes you can't actually see the tip of the drill it's going through. Okay, I've got the chassis sort of bolted in place. Well, I've got down that end there's a clamp. I put this the new centre tube in. That's all in. I've had to cut that piece off. Now, what am I going to do? It's all level, it's level that way, it's level that way. So initially, I think what I might do is just tack it in a couple of places. So I want to tack it in places that I know that I can get the grinder in and release it. And then a couple of problems I can see straight away is down there. Get my hand out of the way. I don't think you can see it very well, but it's where the engine mounting plate is, so I might have to rethink that a little bit there. Sort of there. So I think the next thing to do is, like I say, get it all tacked in, and then on the end of drive shaft there, which is, what we can't see it, here it is, right in front of me. Right down there. Yeah, this can be the drive shaft. So what I'm going to do is going to put a wheel and a hub on and just see what problems I've got. Yeah, I know this piece here is going to have to be cut out. But what I can do, once it's all offered up and it's all tacked, I know I can build like a loop over the top of it and actually tack it onto the frame and cut the middle bit out. But I'm not sure. Well, just a change. I've had a change of plan. What I was actually doing is actually all wrong. Get this tape measure out of the way. See this chassis there? That can't be there because I won't be able to get the swinging arm. And when you look down there, that's where the drive shaft's going to be. I've actually, as you can see, I've actually set it all up now. That's actually level. So everything in here is actually level at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld. Tackle this up, put about 2 or 3 tacks on there, same the other side, and then I'm going to cut this piece off about, doesn't matter where, but I was going to put it about there, but put a nice little round bit on the end. Now what I've decided to do, I'll show you, so how easy it is to see this. I've actually marked it all out. It's going to be made out of box section. I've actually marked the box section now ready for cutting, so it's going to go up and along and down. So what's going to be, it's going to come from that end up there, you can't really see, it's going to be about that sort of high, it's going to come along like that and come down, I'll be still up here and come down like that. So I think that's the plan now. The main reason I want the engine to go to the right a little bit more, because see there, maybe you can't, the gearbox is sort of over too far, but I reckon if I can get that over another 2 inches, which I know I can, that side will be perfect, this one will be perfect. And also, where the engine mount is, I know it's not welded up yet, it's not welded up for a reason, I don't know what the reason was, can't remember now. Anyway, I'll be able to mount that quite easy, and also the other mount is there, which you can't see, can you? No, that's going to be easy. So, cutting plan coming up. So what I'm going to do, like I say, tack all these up, but I'm actually going to, once it's tacked, and I'm happy with it, and everything's all level, I'm going to slip on a hub down there and a wheel, and just see what's in the way. Right, the lighting's a little bit poor in here at the moment. I'll just show you how far I've got. I've got this bit of round bar, which is a bit of luck with. It's actually 1 inch, but when I phoned the guy up about it, it's actually over by about 12 thou, which is really good. So I've got a nice sliding fit for the hub's in. That's the adapter I made, it goes into the gearbox. And actually, it's all level at the moment. And I've actually got it propped up on a piece of wood. You can see, there it is. Well, I'm not sure this is going to work or not anyway, but what I've got this sliding on there at the moment. I've got a stop, which is one of these on the other side, which I should have shown you, but I didn't. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to see if I can struggle and get the wheel on. Well, I've got the hub on and the wheel on. It's back further than more anticipated. It's got to go forward at least 2 inches. So I think we've got enough room in here, apart from the alternator. So I'll just have to cut this out, chop this out, bring it forward 2 inches. I think the manifold, I'll get that out of the way. I'll try it on, but the manifold will be fine. But the worst comes to the worst, I'll just cut all this out. Well, it's not the best picture of the world, but let's see where the hub is now. Or can you? It's there. So I'm quite pleased at the moment, it's all looking nice. I've just got to level level the engine up again, but I'm going to leave that alone just for a minute, because what I'm going to do, I've got quite a bit of cutting to do. Bits of box section, I'm going to cut all them. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a few tacks around these on the four corners. Take this piece out. I'll probably fully weld it and stick it back in, and that'll give me loads of access to there. So it's all looking quite good at the moment. I'm quite pleased with it. Although I made quite a few mistakes, but there you go. These things happen, don't they? Well, I've cut most of the bits out. I've got two of them ones. I've got two of these. That's the other one. All I need to do now is cut two for here, because that is another sort of top one. Like that. So I've just got to cut two pieces down to there. Well, one more little problem. I tried to get the frame out, it won't come out because obviously it's wider there than the opening there, so I resorted to get the reciprocating saw out. It's quite awkward doing it, so I'll just carry on cutting that out and get it on the bench. That's the hub roughly in position. I think the wheel's got to come in a little bit more. But I think the next thing to do, make up the back frame, which I've taken out there. I can make up the back frame so that's all done. Then I'm going to put the engine where it's supposed to go. And I'm going to cut this round here so it gets back 2 inches. Alright, obviously I've got the rear subframe out, or the new subframe. I'm just going to fully weld it while it's out. The problem I've got, I haven't got any decent welding rods. I just worked it out, the rods I've got are actually 35 years old. Well, I'll sort of make do with what I've got so I can weld them up. Anyway, I'll come back to you when I've finished welding it all up. Well, I've sort of partly welded it up, just need finishing off a little bit more. There's a few little divots here and there, the same there, and there. There's a bit of a grind up still. So all in all, it looks pretty good, so I will give it a bit of a grind up. I'm just trying to find something to end these. I didn't want to just make them square, so I've made this as a bit of a radius, just as a little trial. So I'm going to play around with that for a little while, and it's going to go on the end like that. Like that, and it's closing up a little tiny bit. Well, that's the idea anyway. Well, I've just roughed these out at the moment. What I've done, right, I've got it all tacked on, as you can see there. This needs a good grind up there. That will run a bit crooked, doesn't matter. So I'm going to grind all this up, grind the whole lot up, weld where it needs to be done. That one there, again, that needs to be welded all the way down there. I'm going to run a weld down there and put a radius on it. So that's not much better, isn't it? Well, I think that's enough for today. I think it's getting a bit warm. I've got a good idea. The temperature outside is 34, 35. Why not do some welding? Oh, great idea. That's all welded up now. And that one, all done. All I do now is spend a little bit of time grinding it. One thing I did find, I was on YouTube the other night, and he's a proper welder. He told me to, well, not directly, but he suggested that I turn the gas down on the gas bottle, so you can just about hear it coming out. That's what I did, because I was using quite a lot of gas. Turned it right down, it still welds okay, doesn't it? That's a bit of a saving, although the bottle's getting empty anyway. but the next ball maybe lasts a bit longer. Well, I've almost blended it all in. It needs a little bit more work here and there, but it's basically there. I need to sort of concentrate on this bit around here next. This has been undercut just a little bit. Go to the other side. That's pretty much the same. I just need to get a die grinder out and trim all that up. Might as well get it all done now, because once it's in there, it can stay in there then, can't it? And plus I want to give it a coat of paint of some sort. I'm not sure what yet, but see what depends what I've got. Anyway, it's a bit more progress. A little bit div in there. Yeah, so get a die grinder, clean all this up, rub it all down, and go from there. Well, I've got the rear frame roughly in place. That's where it's going to go. I've got it all level that way, this way, and that way. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put in a couple of little tacks. I'll put one sort of there, and one there, and we'll see if I can get another tack somewhere else. I might be able to get one in there, but I've got to make sure the tacks that I put on I can get to and grind that case. Well, when I actually take the frame back out again, because it will come out again. So. And then I'm going to tack all these pieces together, get it together. Now my luck, well, the last sort of week or so it hasn't gone very well, so I'm just going to tack it all together, put it in and see what it looks like. Then when it's in, I'll just put 2 tacks on it, just to hold it. Then I'll do the other side. Well, this is how I'm going to weld it together. I've clamped it all to a nice straight bit of box. I should do that on every section, so hopefully it should lay nice and true. We'll see anyway. Like I said before, I'm only going to tack it. Well, that's got it resting there nicely. I think it needs to be higher, doesn't it? So it's only tacked together and it's just resting in there. I like a little bit there. It's quite nice, isn't it? It needs to come up higher. Yeah, I have to think about it, but I reckon that needs to be above that. Then the engine can just slip underneath. Well, what turned out to be bad, or another big mistake, is actually a bit of a godsend. I've kept this piece and I've just tacked on the longer piece. Now looking at it, it's actually going to be perfect, because I've got to make some sort of cover to go over the front anyway. I'll make it that shape. That matching lovely, wouldn't it? There's a little flappy thing on the top. So I've run out of steel at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably set this up. I'll probably make a new piece on there. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop the video there for a couple of reasons. One, I've run out of steel, I'm going to have to order some more. And the most important one, I was about to have a barbecue. So it's really hot in here today. So I'm going to go outside and have a barbecue and about 1,000 cans of cider. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It hasn't been too boring for you, and you spotted all the mistakes before they actually happened. So I reckon I've wasted, I don't know, about 50 quid on steel and 3 days out of my life. But there you go. That's what building cars is all about, isn't it? Wasting your time. Anyway, look forward to seeing you again in the new episode. Hopefully then I'll get both the frames in and all tacked up. And then we can have a look together and decide how we can actually mount the engine. It looks quite easy at the moment, but everything looks easy until you start doing it. And we'll mount the engine. Then we get ready to sort them hubs out. Well, once again, thanks so much for watching and so much for contributing towards this channel. It only started off as a little, started off as a very small channel. It's still small, but it's worth doing it, especially if we get some nice comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again shortly. Bye now.